I know you're gonna dig
I
this.
know you're gonna dig this.
And second and two. Handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle. Finds a little room. And he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up, everybody? It's Friday night. It's 8 o'clock. All's well. The end's well. Hopefully you're watching MLB because it's a hot game between Houston and Texas. Texas is up 4-2 in the top of the ninth, but they had some action going on where one of the players got kicked out. Dusty Baker got kicked out the game as well. And I'm going to say this. You don't get kicked out of a game. You don't get kicked out a game like this magnitude as a manager of a team. So you know there's going to be some conversation going on about him being kicked out the game. Basically what it was, one of the pitchers supposedly intentionally hit a batter. I didn't see it. I just got a chance to turn it on because I was looking at some basketball, preseason basketball. But again, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be, we got a guy on first with no outs in the top of the ninth. Again, Houston is losing 4-2 to the Rangers. And playing the Rangers in Arlington, they have controlled that team. Ever since they've been playing them there, they just have been a team that controlled them during the season, and it looked like the same as it was in this series, unless the Rangers can pull this thing out. Like I said, no outs, man on first, 2-4, and top of the ninth. So it's me tonight by myself. Supposed to come on last night, but man, I was tuckered out. We got our kitchen. I mean, our bathroom redone. I came home, ate something, fell asleep in the middle of the basketball game. I was watching a preseason game. You know, I was watching my Boston Celtics during the preseason. I'm really looking forward to basketball season coming up. I really am. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to see some teams do some things that never been done before. And we'll talk about that as well. We'll get into the predictions of who's going to go where. I mean, who's going to win what, and what's, coach of the year, things of that nature, and rookie of the year and stuff like that. So again, if you want to call in, the number to call in is 512-543-4662. It's a little cool up here in Pennsylvania. I say the least. Just a little cool. But also check it out on YouTube as well. But it's okay. It's okay. For some reason, I'm kind of looking forward to the fall this year. I don't know why. I'm not a fall guy. I'm more of a summer guy. I'm not. But it just this fall has something special about the fall this year. I don't know what it is, but it's just been a nice fall. So far, we're in the middle part of October. We're a little bit past the middle part of October, but the weather has been pretty decent. It did rain a little earlier, but all in all, it's been a nice season so far. This weekend is homecoming for my Harrisburg Cougars. We played Chambersburg Trojans. Homecoming, we got homecoming and we got senior night. So it's all in one. We only had 3 home games this year. We've been on the road. So you can call us the road warriors. We're 7-1. And if we win tomorrow and we win next Friday, we win the Mid-Penn. We play for the Mid-Penn Championship. Then we play for the district championship. Then hopefully we can get to the state championship again. It's going to be a struggle because the team we lost to, Central Manheim, was a really good team. A really good team. They smacked us around. You know, some people want to say, well, because they didn't get a chance to play that Friday night because of the weather. And then they end up playing Saturday morning earlier. You know, some people want to say that's the reason why they lost. I have to disagree. They just was a better team than us that day. That day, you see what I'm saying? That day, that team was better than us that day. But we don't know what the future holds. But anyway, that's as you know, like I said, it's right now it's top of the ninth. No outs, man on second. It is 4-2 Houston. If Texas oh, he caught it. Oh no, he didn't catch it. Oh, so it's 2-2. Oh, it's 5-4 Houston. 3-run shot by, is that Altoomey? Yep, Altoomey. So it's 5-4 Houston right now, top of the ninth. Wow. And then you got the Philadelphia Phillies, and you got the Arizona Diamondbacks, or I think Phillies up 2-1. They lost the other night 2-1 or something like that. So that series is up. Also, we want to congratulate Las Vegas Aces for winning back-to-back titles. I'm a little disappointed because I'm a Connecticut Sun fan. We got to get back there, man. We got to get back. Got to get back where we belong. Get back where we belong. You know that song, Get Back, Go Back to Where You Belong, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just a song that I heard before as a kid growing up. But it's something similar to that. So hopefully, Connecticut Sun get back there next year. Our girl Elisa Thomas from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She's alumni CD. Plays for Connecticut Sun. That's why I like Connecticut Sun. Before the Sun, I was a Houston Comet fan. And then I kind of dropped off because I didn't really have any teams. Houston Comets disbanded and went somewhere else. And so I didn't really have a team, but I did follow it. But now I'm back on track again. And I'm going to say this to you. If you like basketball, you'll love WNBA basketball. It's the purest basketball form you'll ever see, in my personal opinion. I love girls basketball. Even though I coach girls basketball, I'm in my little bias, you might say I am. But girls basketball is the thing. And I love it. I really love it. But anyway, so let me go ahead and get with you on some other things we got to take care of today. So in our little Black History moment. Oh, by the way, Dana won't be with us tonight, and Mo won't be with us tonight. They were supposed to, like I said, the show was supposed to be last night, but I was a little tuckered out, so we didn't do a show yesterday. So I'm basically here by myself for the next 2 hours, maybe. So I'm welcome any phone callers, anybody on the YouTube channel, anybody on the Facebook page. If you want to throw a question at me, comment, whatever, we can get it. We can get down with that. Get down. But in a Black History moment, I have Alan Leroy Luck. Alan Leroy Luck was an American philosopher, educator, and a writer. After obtaining an undergraduate degree from Harvard University, Locke became the first Black Rhodes Scholar. He later returned to U.S. to complete his doctorate studies at Harvard, which he got his PhD in philosophy in 1918. So we're not talking too far off here. 1918. Locke later earned the title of Father of the Harlem Renaissance, the period of social, culture, and artistic rebirth that took place in Harlem, New York throughout the 1920s to the 1930s. Locke continued to mold minds at Howard University as a philosopher of department chair, a role he would keep until his retirement in 1953. In fact, there was a New York City school out there is a New York City school, Allen L. Locke Magnet School of Environmental Stewardship, named after the educator. So there you go. The first Rhodes Scholar, first Black Rhodes Scholar name was Allen Leroy Luck. Impressive, impressive, very impressive. Um, let's see what else it says about him. Luck. It doesn't say. Okay, well, it says right here the first American to win a Rhodes Scholar to Oxford Locke, 1886 to 1954, was considered the father of Harlem Renaissance, and moving poetry professors Harris and Molesworth focused on the philosophy of childhood. His undergraduate years at Harvard University and long tenure at Howard University in Washington, D.C., where he helped lead the adult education movement in the 1930s. That's Mr. Allen L. Luck, first scholar, first Black scholar. All right, so let's get with it, ladies and gentlemen. College football. What is going on in Michigan? Can somebody tell me what is going on in Michigan? I think my man's they got some issues going on in Michigan. Michigan suspended Connor Stallings amid NCAA investigation. So this is what's going on. Let me read it to you. Michigan football analyst Connor Stallings has been suspended as NCAA investigates an allegation of sign stealing operations by the Wolverines. Athletic Director Wade Manuel announced Stallings' suspension of pay on Friday, one day after the analyst was identified as a person of interest of investigating into whether number two ranked Michigan violated NCAA rules by scouting future opponents in person at a game, sources told ESPN. The NCAA prohibited such scouting since scouting in 1994. So basically, you can't go scout them live. You can't scout them live. They gotta send you film. And this kind of makes sense. And I'll explain to you later on why they do what they do. Sources told ESPN that the Wolverines had used an elaborate scouting system to steal signals from future opponents since at least 2021. The ongoing investigation into Michigan recruiting and John Harbaugh potentially facing additional penalties stemming from that. Their separate investigations could significantly increase exposure to an additional suspension. Harbaugh on Thursday denied any knowledge of the allegation scheme to steal opponent signals through the scouting trips to out-of-town games. He said he would fully cooperate in the investigation and doesn't condone or tolerate anyone doing anything illegal against NCAA rules. Okay. I do not have any knowledge of the information regarding University of Michigan football program illegally stealing signals, nor have I directed any of my staff or others to participate in any off-campus assignments, Harbaugh said in a statement. Harbaugh served a three-game suspension to start the season related to the NCAA charge of failure to cooperate with head coaching responsibilities over allegation recruiting violations during the COVID-19 dead period. A violation by a member of the coaching staff could trigger another charge of head coach responsibilities, potential a levy one violation. Sources say the NCAA enforced the staff level of interest, and Stallings was so significant that it sought access to his computers and part of his investigation. Wow. Attempts by ESPN on Thursday to reach Stallings, a retired captain of the United States Marine Corps. Oh man, you making us look bad, dude. You making us look bad. Corps was not successful. Stallings graduated at the United States Naval Academy, was hired as an off-field analyst at Michigan in 2022. According to a bio on LinkedIn account, he's making $55,000 per year. Michigan and Big Ten were told by the NCAA of the investigation Wednesday, and that the conference said it had notified the Wolverines' future opponents, including Michigan State, was host Michigan and Eastern Lansing on Saturday. So getting back to what happens here is that if the reason why you can't go, why the reason why you can't film them live is because the reason why you can't film them live is because now you can film their signals that they call at the game. So they may do something like this, do something like this, do like something like this, and do like this, or do like that, and run the play. So when they do that, when they make those type of signals or gestures with their hands, and they look at the play that's being called, now they know what the play is. Where when you see it on film, you just see the game being played. You don't see the hand signals being shown at all. And that's been, like they said, since 1994, because if you go to the game live, you can record everything. Where when they send you film, they can send you film on any game they want to. If I'm not mistaken, they can send you film of the first game of the season, and that's it. They just got to show you film of them playing football. It ain't gotta be the film of the last game. But again, I think that they have opportunity to look at film of any type of game that they play. But so this is where the issue comes in. If you go to the game live, and again, if you making hand signals or rubbing your nose or doing, scratching your nose and, doing your face or touching your sleeve while you're doing a play, and you run the play, they're like, okay, well, when they do that, we know what play they're going to run. So that's considered cheating. So that's why they have to look at the plays. They have to scout the team on film, not live. I'm sorry, Jim Harbaugh. I believe you knew. And I believe your staff member told you he was doing this. But guys, I want y'all to think about this. Harbaugh's job was on the hot seat until the last maybe 2 years, we want to say. After COVID, they came out swinging. What happened that Michigan State became this powerhouse overnight? Okay. I need to know what's going on here, because it's making sense now that they have been in the championship last year. They didn't go to championship the year before last, but they were still a good team for the last 3 years. So it kind of makes sense, because before that, they was mediocre. I mean, they could beat teams. They wasn't playing for the national championship every time like Ohio State was, but they were decent. You know what I'm saying? They might have played in a January bowl, or the day before January. I mean, day before January 1st, the bowl before that or the bowl after that, and they might have played on January 1st. But by them being so good so fast, it got to make you think that they had been cheating all along, because again, Harbaugh's job was on the hot seat for a while, and all of a sudden they start winning. And I don't know where they fall at as far as recruiting is concerned. I don't know if they fall into in the top 5 in recruiting or anything like that. And I'm going to put that in my notes to see where Michigan is. Michigan football and recruiting since 2019. So excuse me. Okay, somebody called me. I don't know who it was. But anyway, so more likely, Harbaugh will probably be out of job, because this is the second violation he had in less than a year. So something smells funny in Auburn, Michigan. Is it Auburn, Michigan, or wherever wherever their games are in Michigan? So again, the sad part about it is the kids got to pay the price for something that the coach did. Now, if it comes out and say Harbaugh didn't know nothing about it, I'll be totally shocked. Again, I would be totally shocked because I don't know how good a recruiter he is doing. As far as the recruiting is, I really don't know. I really, fully, truly don't know what the situation is. All right, ladies. So it's the top, it's the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Texas got 2 people on first and second. You got 2 outs. You got 1 and 2. They got Carter up to bat. He's 1 for 3. Let me go into the scenario here. Carter at the on base. I mean Carter at the plate. 2 outs, 1 and 2. Houston's up 5-4. Man on first, man on second. He steps into the batter's box. Man on second leads off a little bit. Here comes the pitch. Pitch is high, 2-2. So it's 2-2 with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Got him caught swinging. 3 outs. Game's over. Houston wins 5-4. Dusty Baker's celebrating. He's still gonna be mad. He's gonna be mad as a bee in a hornet's nest. But anyway, getting back to NCAA football. So that's what's going on with Michigan. There's probably gonna be a penalty coming down. I honestly believe that Harbaugh knew. He gonna say all the right things right now, but once they start investigating this situation, then they're gonna know that that he knew about this. They went as far as taking the guy's cell phone, taking his computer. And the thing about it is how, since 1994, you're not supposed to be doing this. You know this. The sad part about it is the guy was a former Marine. It makes us look bad. It makes us look really bad. But here we go with college football standings. You got Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2 for right now. Ohio State number 3, Florida State at number 1, Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, Ohio State at 3, Florida at 4, Washington at 5, Oklahoma at 6, Penn State at 7. Penn State went down. I don't know why. They won like 72 to whatever, and now they're at 7. Coaches poll has them at number 6, and Oklahoma at number 7. And all I'm gonna say is when you rank the teams, I think you look at the offense, how good the offense and how good the defense is. Penn State has they probably got one of the top 5 defenses in college football right now. Oklahoma, we know Oklahoma don't have no defense. That Big 12, everybody scores out there. Even your grandma could score if she had to. You know what I'm saying? She could probably kick a field goal or whatever the case. They don't play no defense out there. And from 7, in the AP poll, you got 7 Penn State, 8 Texas, 9 Oregon, 10 North Carolina, 11 is Alabama, 12 is Oregon State, 13 is Ole Miss, 14 is Utah, 15 is Notre Dame. And you got the Dookie Dukes at number 16, Tennessee at 17, USC at 18, LSU at 19, and Missouri at 20. In the AP, in the coaches poll, you got Oklahoma at 7, Texas at 8, Alabama at 9, North Carolina at 10, Oregon at 11, Ole Miss at 12, Oregon State at 13, Utah at 14, Tennessee at 15, USC at 16, Duke at 17, Notre Dame at 18, LSU at 19, and Missouri at 20. So they got the same teams, but they got them ranked a little differently than they usually would on either side. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this game right here that Houston won is a backbreaker right now. I think all the momentum is theirs going back to Arlington to play. It's tied up 2-2, I believe. Go back to Arlington and play again. I think Houston gets this win. I think Houston wins this series right now with how the ending became the ending of this game here with Houston winning 5-4 in the top of the ninth. So those are all your scores. I mean, those are all your teams are ranked in college football. And I think this week comes out the bowl selection. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're adding some teams this year. I think I'm not for sure. I got to read up on it if they do or don't. But right now, if the playoffs were to start right now, you got Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Florida all in. Then you have Washington, Oklahoma will be in, and then you have Penn State and the Texans be in. So you have 8 teams in 4 games. Oh, excuse me. So you would have 8 teams in 4 games, which will that makes it a little bit more exciting, you know. Um, and out of the top 10 this week, I think the big game gonna be Ohio State and Penn State. Penn State goes up to Ohio State to the Horseshoe to play Ohio State. Even though I'm a Penn State fan, I'm gonna say this: if they don't get it done this year, I don't think they would. I don't think they. I don't think they're wherever wherever get it done. They got the tools to get it happen. Only question mark I have with Penn State is the quarterback. But you got two great running backs that can handle the football. You got another third running back that comes in every now and then you have they have a decent you have some decent wide receivers, and you got a great tight end. Offensive line is good. It's just a question of the quarterback play. He's a true freshman on the foot, and to me, he's a true freshman on the football field. As far as playing, as far as playing a meaningful game, I think this is probably the most meaningful game he's probably played in his career. I don't care if he won a state title. It's different when playing Ohio State for ranking, because if they beat Ohio State, they definitely gonna jump Ohio State. So they're gonna jump maybe 1 or 2 spots up because to me, I'm not impressed with Ohio State either. I think the quarterback play has been suspect as well. Everything else is good. Marvin Harrison Marvin Jr. I think his name is Harrison Jr. Whatever. He's playing up to his talent and a little bit above it. He'll probably be the number 1 wide receiver coming out of the pros if he comes out this year. I've seen this kid play in high school, and I can say that catching football is second nature to him. This kid he's special. He's definitely his dad's son when it comes to catching the football. So there you have, ladies and gentlemen, with the college football standings. Again, I gave you the top 20. I'm really shocked at the AP poll that they have Alabama at number 11, and then they have coaches poll. They got him at number 9. So let's look at it like this. The only way that Alabama can probably play for the national championship is they got to win out and win the SEC title game, maybe against Georgia, because Georgia's 7-0. You have 11 games. Let me look at Georgia's schedule real quick. So Georgia has 5 more games left. They have 5 games left, so they could go 12-0. Alabama can go excuse me, let me look at Alabama's schedule. Alabama has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 games left, and they're 6-1, so that's 11-1. They have Tennessee, who's 17, LSU that's 19, Kentucky's unranked, Chattanooga's unranked, and Auburn's unranked. So they have 2 back-to-back games. Tennessee and LSU at home, right? They can't afford to lose neither one of them games because they're ranked as well. But we'll see how well this thing turns out for Alabama at number 11. They definitely have to do something to get into that top 4, and the only way they can get there, probably, in my opinion, is winning the SEC title game against Georgia if that's where they play. So it's going to be really interesting on how Alabama approaches this season, the rest of the season coming up, because we're not used to being Alabama, seeing them at number 9, number 10. The good thing about it, though, is that the SEC, you got Georgia, and that's it in the SEC. You got Oklahoma and Texas, who's moving to the SEC in a couple of years, but they're not in there yet. Then you have Alabama, you have Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Excuse me, Tennessee, LSU, Missouri. You got 6 teams in the top 25 in from the SEC. So again, whoever Alabama beats up on, they can't leapfrog 8 to 9, 10 teams. They gotta hope. They gotta wish every team in front of them have to lose a game. And the thing about it is, you know that Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State got to play each other. So somebody's gonna leave with a loss out of those three teams. Okay, 1 or 2 losses. That knocks them out the running. Texas, Oklahoma might end up seeing each other in the championship game for the big. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, for the Big 12. I'm sorry for yawning, but man, it's been a long week. It's been a long week for me. Long week. It's only get longer tomorrow. But did you go with your college standings that we have right now? So let's jump into some NFL. So this weekend we have some great games. We got the Eagles and the Dolphins. The weather's supposed to be decent on Sunday, so it shouldn't be that bad for Miami, but it is October, and the weather is different in Philly than it is in South Beach. I gotta give the nod to Philly just because of their defense. I think they should be able to beat Miami. Then you have Buffalo, who's 4-2. The Jets 3-3. Jets look really good the other night. Can they revive this team? Does this team have an opportunity to make the playoffs? Is the question. New England is 1-5. They're talking about firing Belichick before the season's out. And let's talk about that for a minute. Everybody's saying it was Tom Brady that made Belichick. Belichick that made Tom Brady. So I got a different look at this, right? So Tom Brady's in New England, and Tom Brady doesn't have a Pro Bowl wide receiver, maybe a tight end, no Pro Bowl running backs, no All Pro, anything offensively skill position other than maybe Gronk, right? But they got Belichick there, right? So Belichick plays his football to the chest, as some would say, and he always had a decent defense that could help them slow teams down. But you always had Tom Terrific behind center. So the 6 Super Bowl wins or 6, whatever he won, they say some of them they cheated. I truly believe they cheated the Rams game. I definitely found out that the Eagles was a cheat, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came back further down the line that the Carolina Panthers was a cheat, right? Because what Roger Goodell did was he burned all the tapes, didn't tell nobody nothing. But then when they get Spygate or Flatgate or Ballgate or Deflategate, whatever, Tom Brady gets the suspensions. Yo, that's just a slap on the wrist of cheating teams out of Super Bowl wins, in my personal opinion. Because I feel like the Rams could have won. Rams could have at least 3 Super Bowls right now instead of 2. Now, when they played Belichick this last time with Goff, yeah, Goff choked. You know what I'm saying? But the one we lost to with Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk and them dudes, yeah, I think we got cheated. But I'm gonna say this too. I think Belichick needed Tom Brady. Tom Brady needed Belichick. And some people out there saying, nah, Tom didn't need Belichick. He won Super Bowl with the with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm gonna say, nah, I gotta disagree with you. And the reason why I disagree with you is this right here. Tom Brady never had superstars, all-stars, all-pro, all offensive players like he had in Tampa. You brought Gronk down, you had good running backs, you had great wide receivers, and you had a tremendous defense, right? So players gonna follow Tom terrific because he gives them the best opportunity to win a Super Bowl, right? And you're gonna say, well, why didn't he go to New England? Well, because it's certain type of player that plays in New England that can't. I mean, certain type of player that plays in Tampa that couldn't play for Belichick. It's simple as that. It's just that cut and dry. They couldn't play for him because the game they wanted the game to be bigger than them. I mean, they want to be bigger than the game, but the game's not big. The game itself is bigger than anybody. You as an individual make the game great, but you're not greater than the game. Why you think that you're not allowed to take your helmet off no more when you score a touchdown? Because you was making yourself more important, Emmitt Smith. You was making yourself more marketable and more important than the game of football. And you know the shield is it. Nobody messes with the shield. Nobody disrespects the shield. No kind of way, no shape, no form. The shield is a shield. That represents the NFL. Don't mess with that. You're not gonna mess with that. But you look at the situation that terrific Tom was in New England. You threw anybody in there. The only Pro Bowl or Hall of Famer he has on the team was Gronkowski and Randy Moss, and they went 17-1 and lost in the Super Bowl that year, right? Excuse me. My head itches. So if you look at it and you can say to yourself, well, Kev, yeah, you could be right or you could be wrong. You still got to play the game. I get all of that. I totally get all of that. But if you take the players that he played with in Tampa and put in New England, they're winning back to back to back to back to back Super Bowls. I'm not saying they're gonna win 8 Super Bowls in a row, but they're gonna win a lot. They win more than 6. Okay, in my personal opinion, because now you got all pros at your skill positions where you never had that before. So he goes to Miami. He goes down to Tampa, and he plays with a good coach. He has a great offensive line, got great defense, and they win a Super Bowl. So I don't care what nobody say, and you're gonna have to make me. The only way I can change my mind is you have to show me. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me that they don't need each other. I don't care what nobody say. If they fire Belichick for being 1-5, then they go ahead and fire him. Because maybe it's just time for him to leave. Maybe he's not the head coach that team needs to have. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: if you fire him, his next job will be the Raiders, the Chargers, Chicago. Those jobs will be available. Tennessee, those jobs will be available if he gets fired. And there may be a coach like I'm gonna give you for example, right? Chargers could make the playoff and lose in a playoff game. If Belichick is available, guess where Belichick's going? Because he has a resume to prove that he can win at the highest level. And the most pressure time of an NFL football game is 2 minutes left on the clock, and you got to march down the field, score a touchdown. Not a field goal, score a touchdown because you're down by 6 or you're down by 4. All right, so you have to score a touchdown. He performs at that high level. But his motto is just do your job. And if you just do your job and leave everybody else's job alone, at the end of the day, it's a good possibility that you got a W up on that win column and not an L. But again, Belichick and Tom Brady need each other. I don't care what nobody say. Even though that Tom won a Super Bowl without him, you look at all the pieces that surrounded him that made him that quarterback he needed to be at Tampa. But now the question is, though, he won one. Why couldn't he win another one? Why couldn't he win a second? With the talent he had in Tampa, why didn't he win another one? That's my question. That somebody, because he was healthy. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. Why couldn't he win in Tampa more than one time? Because he won in New England more than one time, and he won in New England without any superstars. No superstars at the wide receiver spot, running back, tight end. Gronk, you had Gronk there, but that's about it. You had Randy Moss there, and that's about it. I don't know no other wide receivers running back that made the all NFL team. You might have made the Pro Bowl, or you might have been something of that nature. And speaking of the Pro Bowl thing, I think if the NFL was trying to fix the Hall of Fame game, I mean, the All-Star, the NBA, NFL game at the end of the year, the Pro Bowl, this is how you break it down. You do it by divisions. So this is how, I come up with all this kind of stuff. So you take the AFC East guys that don't make the playoffs. I play against maybe the AFC North guys that don't make the playoffs. You have them play a game. Then you have the same thing with the AFC. The AFC East plays the NFC East. The AFC North plays the NFC North. That way, whatever two teams don't make the playoffs, they're not going to the Pro Bowl anyway. So you allow them to play a game. You allow them to play maybe a quarter. You put 12 minutes on the clock. Okay, you got the first quarter. You guys got the second quarter. You got the third quarter, and you got the fourth quarter. And if you want to make it flag football, then so be it. But that puts a little flavor into it. It puts a little hate into it because you're playing against a team that you probably don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, if you go and you take the AFC East against the NFC East, you know what I'm saying? They'd be chomping at every team in there would be chomping at the bit to play against Dallas Cowboys because Dallas Cowboys supposed to be America's team, who haven't won nothing since the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So, Roger Goodell, if you want to spice that thing up, man, this is how you need to do it. AFC East plays the NFC East in one quarter of football, okay? And then everybody else fall in line. And then whoever the last two conferences play, winner takes all. Simple as that. Whatever the score may be. That means if it's 42-10, that means they gotta go out and score some points. Simple as that. But hopefully it's never 42-10. It's probably 35, 42-35. Get a touchdown wins it, ties it, or down by 6 and touchdown wins, or maybe down by 7 and you gotta go for 2. I don't know. This is just something that I'm thinking about on a spirit of the moment, that you can fluff that Pro Bowl game up. You know what I'm saying? So I just throw it out there for you. And if you do it, I need credit because you already taking my stuff anyway. So in the AFC North, you got Baltimore, who's 4-2, who plays the Detroit Lions, which is going to be a great game this weekend. You got Pittsburgh plays my Los Angeles Rams. The Rams. Ooh, come on, Rams. Come on, Rams. That's what I got to say. Come on, Rams. Rams win that game, man. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going to be so mad at me. So mad at me. And as you guys can see in the background, I had Bernie Kosar up there. I got Marshall Faulk up there. I got in the far corner, I got the Boston Celtics finals of 2008. The only starting five that never lost a playoff series in history, right there. Right in that corner right there. I had to take the Dodgers down because the Dodgers got eliminated. When your season's over, your season's over. Simple as that. So the Browns have a bye this week in Cincinnati. I don't know who Cincinnati played, but 3-3. They're 3-3. So they're coming back. Cincinnati's coming back. It ain't pretty, but they're winning. Okay. Jacksonville played Thursday night. They they lost against the Saints, which I was really shocked at. I thought that, or did they win? No, I'm sorry. Jacksonville beat the Saints, right? Yeah, they beat the Saints. So has Derek Carr time come to an end in the NFL. I always like Derek Carr. I liked him better than his brother. I think he got a rotten deal by leaving Oakland or Las Vegas, whatever the case may be. And now he's in the Saints. I don't know if the Saints is where he should be. I don't know if that team fits the bill. And also, New Orleans Saints, their coach could be up. Their coach Allen could be fired too. So that's another place that Belichick could go. And he get to play 8 games. Let's look at this real quick. So if he goes to AFC South, he plays Tampa, Atlanta, and the Carolina Panthers. Tampa, good weather. Atlanta inside. All the games for the Saints are inside. Carolina, probably good weather. So you got 8 games that you're gonna play in good weather outside of the division. So that could be another place that Belichick could maybe end up going if he gets fired. All right. I just want to bring that up here. The Colts struggling right now. The Browns had a bye last week. The Browns had a bye a week prior. They play San Francisco, and for your Dallas Cowboy fans out there, that's how you beat the 49ers. You punch them in the mouth. They punch you in the mouth, you punch them in the mouth, and you break some teeth, and you make them go get them, so they got to talk like this, or they got to drink with a straw in the milk, or something like that. You know, that's how you do that. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. That's what the Browns did. They punched him in the mouth, right? And they started the fight at pregame, and they lost the fight and lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who Cincinnati plays, but they're 3-3 right now. Again, they're winning, but their wins are ugly. AFC South, Jacksonville Jacksonville 5-2. They're starting to be who we thought they were going to be. At 5-2, they're really playing good football. Indiana's coach lost a quarterback for the season. That's sad because I think Anthony Richardson was on the road with C.J. Stroud to be the rookie of the year. He's out of that situation right now. Houston's playing great football, 3-3. If somebody's out there that thought the Houston Texans is going to be 3-3 at this point in the season, call in 512-543-4662, Miss Jackson, because I didn't see this coming. And and my man could be coach of the year for them because they're playing some good football. They're playing some really good football. They're playing some competitive football. It's points for 135 points against 113. They're plus 22. So that's telling you they're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? That goes to show you how much coaching affects the game of football. Because before that, they had Lovie Smith, went through the motions pretty much. And now you got a new coach. He brings a new fire to the team. So Houston's 3-3 right now, surprising 3-3. Tennessee's 2-4. I think their coach Vrabel is on the hot seat. Kansas City Chiefs are 5-1. Again, Kansas City is winning ugly. They win some ugly games, but they're winning. Vegas, Las Vegas is 3-3. They won 2 in a row. They're just hanging on by a thread. The Chargers are 2-3. They lost to Dallas Sunday Night Football. Denver Broncos 1-5. They lost 2 in a row. Sean Payton ain't going away. He's gonna fix that. He's gonna try to fix that. He's gonna try to correct the broken ship. But I don't know if the quarterback gonna be there next year. I really don't know. I think they might be going in different directions when it comes to quarterbacking because Russell Wilson's not getting it done right now. I'm not saying it's his fault because he's under a new coach, so some of the verbiage is different, some of the plays are different. But by week 7, this is week 6, 7, 8, he should be improving on his play. NFC East, Eagles are 5-1. They lost to the Jets. Defense didn't do anything wrong. It's an offense. Gave up the ball 3 or 4 times. So when you give up the ball 3 or 4 times, that many times you bound to lose the game. Dallas Cowboys 4-2. They beat up on the Chargers. Washington's 3-3. They won again. The Giants 1-5. Quarterback could be out. Barkley could be. There's a possibility, even though Barkley signed a contract, it's a possibility that he could end up getting traded. If Barkley don't see the handwriting on the wall, I'm trying to get out of here right now. Brian Dable, it ain't your fault. Y'all didn't draft well. and you didn't do free agency well when it comes to your offensive line, and now you're struggling. Detroit Lions 5-1. In my personal opinion, even though San Francisco lost, I think the Lions got everything. They got a good offense that's rolling. They got good defense. They playing with their hearts on the sleeves. Detroit's 5-1. They won 4 in a row. They go to Baltimore this weekend to play the Ravens. We're gonna see how really good the Ravens defense is against Jared Goff. I mean against Jared Goff. Detroit's 5-1. Look, like I said, playing excellent ball. Green Bay Packers 2-3. I'm gonna say this to you, Packer fans: give Love some time. You gave Brett Favre time. You gave Aaron Rodgers time. Give Love some time. Now he's in his last year of his contract, if I'm not mistaken. So do he have to step up and play better? Yeah, he has to step up and play better, but he shouldn't have that pressure put on him like he just became like he's been the quarterback for the last 2 or 3 years. I can see that if that's an issue, but he became a quarterback this year, a full-time quarterback this year. So in my personal opinion, give that guy a nice little contract extension, to say to him, okay, second year, I need to see some improvement. I guarantee you will, because Green Bay is not as bad as the record says they are. Minnesota's 2-4. Yeah, Kirk Cousins can't go nowhere unless because he got no trade clause. This dude's agent was smart, got guaranteed money for 3 years, and they got a no trade clause, so he can pick and choose where he goes to play next. The Chicago Bears coach, I think, will be fired. If Belichick gets fired, I guarantee you Chicago will be number 1 on the list. They got a decent defense. They have a quarterback that can scat, run around. That's something that Belichick never really had. So that would be exciting to see him coach see him coach Fields in Chicago, because I don't think Fields is going anywhere. But he ain't the reason why they're losing. And they're talking about trading him and getting another quarterback. No, why trade your quarterback and get another quarterback? Because you don't know what you're going to get with that quarterback. So you're going to you're going to go into free agency and you're going to spend money to win, but you're going to bring in a rookie quarterback. Doesn't make sense to me. Stick with Fields, see how well he does this year. And if he don't do well after this year, next year, then you got to think about moving him. Tampa Bay's 3-2. Tampa Bay, where I thought they was gonna be. I thought they were gonna be leading the division. Atlanta Falcons playing really good football, but I think it's time for the quarterback to have a seat. New Orleans Saints, coach is on the hot seat as well. 3-4. Derek Carr might be it for Derek Carr. He might be retiring after this year because to me, it just don't seem like he has it. I think his love for the game of football was left in Oakland when he was an Oakland Raider fan, when he was an Oakland Raider quarterback. I think his desire to want to play has went there. Not saying he don't want to play no more now, but I just think that the desire is not there as it was before. Carolina's 0-6. They're not a bad 0-6 team. They're 0-6, but they're not the worst 0-6 team out there, even though they're only 0-6 team. They're playing decent football. The quarterback is looking okay. You know what I'm saying? They're probably the second youngest team in the NFL besides maybe the Texans. San Francisco 5-1. They got punched in the mouth by my Cleveland Browns, baby. Right there, Bernie Kosar. Yeah, pull him up. I got my man Chubb. Still praying for you, Chubb, brother. I heard you're lifting weights. Got another surgery coming on. Make sure you do what you gotta do, man. They don't rush to come back in 2024. You take your time, man, because like they said, running backs is a dime a dozen, but you're not a dime and you're not a dozen. You as a running back to give it your all every time you stepped on the football field. I was in love with your football game ever since you was in Georgia. I told my friend Patrick Hodge that I wanted them to pick you in that draft over C.J. Ward and I think Baker Mayfield or not Baker Mayfield. What's the dude? The quarterback from Texas A&M. I can't think of the name. The young kid, the one that got in so much trouble. Him. I can't think of the name right now. But I wanted to pick you over all of them guys, and then they finally did pick you in the second round. I was really happy. I was elated. I texted Patrick. I said, "Look, man, look who we got as a running back." I said, "I'm telling you right now, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You are my favorite Cleveland Brown as of right now, or been my favorite Cleveland Brown since you got there. I really love the way you um you present yourself to the game of football. Looking at the play, I think it was a dirty hit, in my opinion. At first I didn't, but then I kept looking at it again and slowing it down. Looked like a dirty hit. So that's not good. So Carolina, again, I don't know how we got on the Browns, but Carolina's 0-6. Oh, they played the 49ers. Seattle's 3-2. I think Seattle's a fake 3-2. I don't believe in Seattle. Now, their coach, for him to be in the 70s, that dude chews so much gum. I know his jaws got to be tired after a game, but he's so enthusiastic on the football field. To be the age he is it's amazing. It's amazing how much fun he has as a coach of the Seattle Seahawks. I got to give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But I'm mad at him because he put USC under probation period because of all the stuff he was doing, and then he wants to leave. The Rams are 3-3, should be 4-2, but it is what it is. Everybody looked good last week against Arizona. Arizona didn't look as bad. Arizona 1-5. Dobbs is a good quarterback. It's just that he don't have the reps that he need to be a better quarterback, but he's going to get them as time goes on. Now, the question mark is he going to stay with Arizona on the future going forward? Because I think Kyler Murray might get an opportunity to play this season, just to see where he stands, and he could be on a trade block before the season ends. You know what I'm saying? And nothing against Kyler Murray, but when you sign a new contract and they tell me that you don't study your playbook, and even though you made the Pro Bowl with 2 years in a row, you know you made the Pro Bowl 2 years in a row because one of the quarterbacks might have been going to Super Bowl and selected, so they had to put somebody else in there. And the next year, the same thing happened, in my opinion, that they just put somebody else in there, put you in there because the other quarterback for the NFC couldn't be in the Pro Bowl. So I don't put a lot of weight on that selection. And I don't care if somebody can go back and tell them what I said. It's simple as this is just my opinion. I think he's a better baseball player than football player anyway, and he would last a lot longer if he played baseball. So Cardinals are 1-5. Question mark is that the game to watch coming up this weekend. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be glued to my TV if nothing else happens. That Detroit at Baltimore should be a good game. Oh, excuse me again. Miami at Philly is going to be a great game. That's a late game, man. I think I might go to my water hole and watch that one. The Monday night, you got San Fran at Minnesota. The reason why I think it's going to be a good game because San Francisco is kind of beat up. Let's see if their quarterback can be more than a game manager because that's what he's been up until now. He hasn't lost a lot of games because he has weapons behind him. He got McCaffrey, he got Debo, he got Ajuku, you got a great tight end in Kittles. You have a really good team, okay? You have a really great team. Oh my goodness, you have a really great team. But now that you have pieces and parts missing, let's see how well you can manage the team going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because now this is where you wish you would have had maybe Trey Lance there as a running quarterback because my man's not a running quarterback. He's more of a pocket passing quarterback. So the buys is where you got Cincinnati, Dallas, Tennessee, New York, Carolina, and Houston all on buys this week. So hopefully your team wins this week. I wish your team the best of luck going forward. In Major League Baseball, I have something for Manfred. If you want to spice this thing up, brother, why don't you have all the players that make the Golden Gloves have them play a game at the end of the season? Because if they're not playing in the World Series, someone might want to still play. Or you could have the Golden Gloves done at the end of the season to where when you have that time off for the wild card game, you can have that game being played kind of like the All-Star game, to give them guys another chance to bring their families somewhere. Like you can play, you can go to Hawaii, had a game, play the game out in Hawaii, or you can go to California and play the game. You can go to Mexico, play the game. You can go wherever you want to go to play the game, but play the game at the end of the season. Now, the All-Star game, I don't know. It's just it ain't doing it for me no more. It ain't doing it for me no more. So I'm just saying, you take everybody's Golden Glove, pitchers, catchers, outfielders, the whole 9 yards. Have that be the National League team and American League team. Then you pick the guys out of that group maybe to do the home run derby. You can even do something like who can do the triple play in so many seconds, who can do a double play in so many seconds, who can do just throwing the first base from the outfield on one bounce into a trash can or something. Bring something new to the game because it's getting really boring. You know what I'm saying? And only thing people would watch is maybe the home run derby after that. And then with the home run derby, if you swing your bat too many times, you're gonna be too tired to want to hit any more home runs out of the park because you're just that tired. It ain't nothing about being in shape. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the lead, you look at who's leading in home runs, it ain't the person that won the home run derby. That's the person that had the most endurance, the most endurance when it comes to hitting that ball out of the field for the All-Star game. That's all I'm saying. Home run derby. So you can throw that in there, man. I'm just saying. I'm coming up with all kind of ideas. I got something for basketball too. And if we get a chance to talk about it. So also in football, Al Michaels. Do anybody feel like he doesn't have that no more? He doesn't bring that no more. He talks normal, like it's just a job to him, like he's not really loving it anymore. I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of getting that feeling, and some fans are getting the feeling too. And maybe it's time for Al Michaels to step down from doing Monday Night Football. I'm gonna tell you right now, Collinsworth, I like to mute him because he's so wishy-washy when it comes to the game. If you're gonna pick a team, stick with the team regardless if they're winning or losing. Simple as that. Don't pick a team and say, oh yeah, well, this team turned around. I like them really good right now, and I think they have opportunity to make the playoffs. And then 2 weeks later, they play Monday Night Football and they lose. Yeah, they've been struggling, and they need to get it together, and maybe they need to make a trade to get who they want to. No, stop. As an analyst, you shouldn't have favorites. We all have favorites, but when it comes to Monday night, keep it like it is. Be real. Be as real as you can be. They're dominating this team right now, and I like the way they dominate them. And hopefully they can keep doing this for the rest of the season. And when they come on Monday night again, if they lose, yeah, they stunk it up. Not saying they lost the game. I'm not saying the other team took the game from them. Not saying they lost the game, but the other team maybe took the game from them. But they just really didn't look good tonight. But I do like this team, blah, 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 whatever. But Al Michaels is just like, I know he's up in age, but I think ABC or CBS or whoever got it, you might want to think about bringing somebody else in to give him a nice going away present, like a diamond ring or a watch or a Rolex or whatever. But it's time to move on. And if you move on from Al Michaels, move on from Collinsworth as well. Please and thank you. Simple as that. We did talk about some college football. So in the NBA. Now, Daryl Morey is saying that the Clippers ain't playing fair. And it's funny how this has just come out. Let me get a sip of my juice here. And actually, while I'm sipping on my juice, how about we do this? Let's see if we do this.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Endzone Sports Talk Show Network LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hayworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also have the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mitic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your host, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Robinson III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our shows Monday through Sunday. So, getting back to some football, I saw a little note there. And why do you see more shotgun now than ever? Why, if it's 4th and 1, then underneath the center? I'm just trying to figure it out. All the time they get underneath the center, probably sometimes, like if it's 4th and inches, or like, I mean, not 4th and inches. 4th and inches, they get underneath the center. But if it's 3rd and 1, they're in a shotgun. If it's 3rd and 2, they're in a shotgun. 3rd and 3 is a shotgun. And I think that a lot of times, to me, defensively, that helps me because now I know that you're not going to run the ball. Even if it's a running back in the backfield, he's not going to run the ball. You're more like your percentage of throwing is greater than it is to run. But I remember asking the high school coach one day, I said to him, excuse me, I said, Coach Carroll, I said, why at the goal line you never underneath center? He said, K Dix, he said, man, that's an offense I was brought up on, and that's an offense I want to use. And I said, but isn't it easier to get 1 yard underneath center than it is to get 5 yards in the shotgun for 1 yard plus? He's like, yeah, you're right about that. So he goes out the next game, he does it, and guess what happens? The quarterback fumbles the ball. It wasn't me that fumbled the ball, it was a quarterback that fumbled the ball, so he got away from that. So I kind of understand his point. But again, if you don't practice it enough, you're not going to perfect it enough. But if you look in college, you look in pros, you look in high school, you look in even midgets, nobody's underneath center no more. I don't understand why not, because I think it's easier going forward than it is going backwards with the football. Even though the running back may have vision to see where the holes are, but he's running 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so he runs 6 yards to gain 2, right? Well, if the quarterback's underneath the center, that means he's closer to him. So that means if he gains 2 yards and he's 2 yards behind, it's kind of even. Or if he gains 4 yards and he's 2 yards behind, now he's a +2. You know, I understand. I get what they're doing, but I just don't understand. It just don't make sense to me that when you're in a shotgun, it's more or less going to be a pass. And I mean, you do got some quarterbacks that are slick that can run the football. So you got to watch out for them. But for the most part, man, I'd want you underneath the center. That's just my personal opinion. I want you 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 3rd and 1, I want you underneath center because now the offense, the defense got to think about you, quarterback sneaking, handing the ball off, or maybe you not handing, you give my fake handoff and you roll out to the left side and you hit your tight end across the middle for another 5, 10, 50 yards. I don't know. I'm just saying. Dana brought it up. I thought I would talk about it today because it made a lot of sense to me what he was talking about. Okay. Next up is basketball. Daryl Morey says the Clippers are being really slow about this trade for James Harden. I wonder why. I really want to know why. Now, Daryl Morey said it wasn't him. It was the Los Angeles Clippers, who's getting ready to move into a new stadium, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to see their stadium. But anyway, they don't have much to give. So that has a lot to do with why James Harden is not in a Clippers uniform. And James Harden, you have done this to 3 other teams. And 2 other teams. Now this is a 3rd team. You did it with you did it with actually you did it with 3 teams. You got out of Oklahoma City, you went to Houston. You did tremendously well in Houston, scoring champ twice and almost got to the NBA finals, but you just didn't have the team to get you over there, right? So then you say, okay, I want to be traded. So they trade you to Brooklyn. Go to Brooklyn's playing with KD and Kyrie. One of the best Batman robbers you out there. So now James Harden, you're gonna be the 3rd option because it is what it is. He says, I don't want to be the 3rd option, I want to be traded. So he gets mad and he gets traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. The conversation between him and Morey was like, look, dude, I'm gonna take care of you. Just take a pay cut. I'm gonna take care of you. At the end of the day, you're gonna get paid, right? And as James Harden, he believed him because this guy has took care of him for the longest time in the NBA. He took him for his word. But what happened was Philadelphia got on probation because they lost 2 of their lost 2 of their draft picks for tampering. So that could have been considered tampering with James Harden if you're negotiating his contract during the off season. So Daryl Morey is like, look here, we're not talking about this no more because we already lost draft picks behind me tampering, and I don't want to tamper anymore. I don't want to cause no more issues. I need my draft picks. I need them on. I need my draft picks. You want your draft picks. You need them on that wall, as Jack Nicholls say. I need them. I need them draft picks. So Daryl Morey didn't want to fool around and talk to James Harden during the season. At the end of the season, he did a crappy job against the Boston Celtics in Game 6 and Game 7, right? But now you want to get paid. And you said, I'm going to opt in, but I need to be traded. Daryl Morey said, okay, we're going to do that. Call the Clippers. Clippers said, yeah, sure, but what do you want from him? And Philadelphia said, we want man. They wanted Terrence Mann, right? And they said, no, we're not giving you man. You can't have man. Well, we want man. Well, I think you need to get a 3rd team involved because that's the only way this thing's going to get done, right? So now Daryl Morey comes out and says, it's not me, it's the Clippers that take this that's going along. The thing about it is you got to realize this right here. The season starts in 4 days. James Harden hasn't been to a workout. He hasn't played in a preseason game. And he's eating hamburgers and hot dogs and cheesesteaks, Philly cheesesteaks, and everything that a basketball player shouldn't be eating at training camp. He is probably munching down. Now, the question mark is he going to play during the season? And I'm going to say this. If you want to get your market value up, you got to play during the season because how would somebody know how well you are if you're getting fined to sit out for a team that need you and want you to play, right? So I'm just saying, James Harden, you're going about this the wrong way, in my personal opinion. If Daryl Morey lied to you, then I apologize for Daryl Morey. We all apologize because the Philadelphia fans don't deserve what you're dishing out with them. They're faithful fans that love the game of basketball and deserve to have players on the team that want to play. You don't want to be there. We understand that. If I'm Philadelphia, I'm trading you to somewhere. I'm trading you to a team that gives me the best value back. And if it ain't the Clippers, it's somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's rumors about you going to Miami. And what do Miami have? Miami don't have anything. Most of the draft picks, most of the trade bait left the door wide open on the way out. The wind, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. So they can't give you nothing, So in order for it to probably happen, there's got to be a third team that's going to be involved in this trade. And nobody really wants to deal with Miami in that aspect. But James Harden, I'm saying to you, it's like this: you sign a contract, go play for Philadelphia, get your stock back up, and then maybe somebody may say, yo, I'll give up this for him. I'll give up that for him because he's just that good of a basketball player. He's just that good of a basketball player. I'm just saying. So if you don't play, will nobody see you? Nobody's gonna trade for you. If you play, they say, well, you know what? He can help our team be better. So I'm bringing him to my team. Houston didn't want you. They went and got Van Fleet to be their point guard. And they're loving him down there. They're loving that kid down there. So, James Harden, I don't know what you're going to do. You deal with Daryl Morey in the court of law, maybe, if you come out and say that he told you that you're going to get paid, then it's going to be tampering. And if you come out and tell the truth, then and that's the case, he's going to be tampering. So Philly going to lose some more draft picks. So how do you fix this situation? I say find a third team, figure out what they want and how to get him there. And if he walks out, if they say I'm gonna buy you out, then buy him out and he go to Clippers. It could be a part of the trio that sits there and don't want to play until a weekend game or whenever the national television gonna watch him play. Simple as that. Just like that's that cut and dry for me, in my personal opinion. So I wish you best of luck, James Harden, wherever you may go. If you stay with the Sixers, just give them 110%. The fans deserve 110% from you. You know what I'm saying? They and as far as the Clippers are concerned, the Clippers really did. I don't think the Clippers really do want you because they put in an offer for Jrue Holiday. It just wasn't steep enough for them for what they wanted. And so, but then Jrue did say he wanted to be in Boston. So that's that. Okay. So James Harden, however it turns out. But your boy threw Morey under the bus. Morey threw the Clippers under the bus. Now I'm waiting to hear back from the Clippers to say, we offered them this, we offered them that, and they said no. And again, James Harden, think about your series against the Celtics, the last two games where you could close them out at home, right? And then you went up to Boston and laid an egg. A terrible egg. The egg probably still stinks to this day. That's how bad you played up there. But now you want to be traded. You opted in to get your money, but now you want to be traded to another team, which is the Clippers. The Clippers don't have nothing to give Philly, and Philly ain't obligated to trade you. Come to camp so you don't get fined, and as simple as that. Come to camp so you don't get fined and play basketball. Play the game that we all love to play. We wish we could be where you at when it comes to basketball. I really do. Because I think a lot of people would be a lot different than what they are if they could play professional basketball. I'm not even talking about the money. I'm just talking about how humble they would be to be selected as a player to play in professional sports. And you have friends around you that was probably as talented as you were, but didn't get a chance to play at a higher level. It is what it is, guys. It's just what it is. So next up, and I don't know how they got into the. I don't know how they got into the wrong pile of paper I have right here. But I'm just gonna read you something about Daryl Morey, and then we're gonna jump back to football real quick, real fast, real fast. Real fast. Okay, we got about 40 minutes left. We got about 40 minutes left, but let me tell you, Daryl Morey accuses the Clippers of being serious in James Harden talks. Philadelphia 76ers have yet to trade James Harden to the Los Angeles Clippers, and all parties involved are odds over who is at fault, right? 76ers president Daryl Morey, for his part, is reportedly very unimpressed with the Clippers' effort during negotiations. According to
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
we got somebody on the line. Who we got on the line now? Who we got on the line? We got somebody on the line.
Hey, it's Lou.
Hey, what's up, Lou? How you doing, brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, situation going there. I mean, you're doing something with Morey, and of course, with that,
Yes,
it just doesn't seem to end.
I totally agree with you on that one. I'm gonna read you. What Daryl Morey has said to the Atlantic Philadelphia Inquirer. He says here, Philadelphia, he says, was very impressed with the Clippers' effort during negotiations. Philadelphia is willing to accept an offer involving a first-round pick, a pick swap, and guard Terrence Mann in exchange for James Harden. But the Clippers are unwilling to include Mann. Morey is said to be in disbelief over this and has accused the Clippers of being unserious during negotiations. Morey believes the Clippers not 76 are the reason Harden has not yet been traded. He even apparently went as far as to quip the Clippers should trade Paul George for Harden if they were determined to keep players like Mann. The Clippers have been adamant that Mann is not on the trading table in the Harden's talk. From the standpoint, he is a quality piece, and they would already be giving up a good value to get Harden, who will be expensive and turn 34 in August. The 76ers clearly view Mann as essential for the fair deal, and neither side appears to be blinking. What else I got here? Yeah. So now they've told them that they wasn't going to trade Mann from the very beginning, and so that has never changed from day one. So now Daryl Morey gonna come out and make this comment, knowing doggone well that he made a promise he couldn't keep. And now that he threw it in the Clippers' lap and said, "Oh, give me Paul George." You know Paul George ain't going nowhere. You know Terrence Mann ain't going nowhere. So this is my question, Lou. From the very beginning, you knew you gauged that trade from the very beginning. When you knew that James Harden was going to opt in, you were going to try to trade him. You knew what the Clippers had. You knew what you wanted from the Clippers. And you probably had already talked to Clippers about moving him. Clippers said, "We're not moving the pieces you want. This is not happening. You're not Danny Ainge. You're not Slick Hair Woody. You're Daryl Morey, and we're not working with you on this one. So you need to figure it out if we would like to have James Harden, but if we don't get him by October 24th, we're fine with it because we like what we already have." He just adds a piece to the puzzle that will look good on paper because he's going to be playing with Westbrook again, and them two didn't always see eye to eye in Oklahoma City. So I don't know how that actually would pan out. Now I'm gonna say this to you. Westbrook could be the one that could be on the trading block. I would seeing Westbrook in a 76ers uniform will be outstanding because he's going to play defense. He's a little sporadic, but you make him the third scorer, and you make Joel Embiid number one, you make Maxey number two, and you make Russell Westbrook maybe three, or maybe even a four with Tobias Harris. And maybe if you don't include Tobias Harris in the trade, then you got Tobias Harris, you got Westbrook, you got 4 dudes on your team that can give you 20 points at any given night, right? I'm not saying Terrence Mann can't do it, but the age of Westbrook and the age of James Harden probably matches. Let me look at something real quick while I got you on the line. Let me look at I'm gonna look at the trade machine and see what it would look like if they were to trade Westbrook instead of Mann. Let's see what we got here. Trade machine. NBA trade machine. So we got put Philly in here, Philadelphia, and we're gonna put Los Angeles Clippers. Where they at? Clippers, LA Clippers. We're gonna put them there. So let's say we go where's he at? Westbrook. Okay, Westbrook. Oh, they can't trade Westbrook right now. They have to trade Westbrook after yeah, that's gonna be hard. So they can't trade for Westbrook. But let's say you give them. See, they want Terrence Mann and Marquise Morris Sr., who's from Philly. So that'd be a good move for him because his family all his family and friends can see him play. Let me see, you got throw Morris in there, and you throw in 2 draft picks, and Philly sends James Harden. Does the trade work? Trade fails. So that means you got to add in something else more. Yeah, because you're only giving up 27 million, and James Harden's worth 34 million. Yeah, so you're gonna have to adjust that trade. So so let's see who you gonna put in else there. Throw Covington in there, maybe. Does that trade work? That trade doesn't work. That's 17, that's 27, that's 37. Okay, let's adjust the trade again. Let's take Covington out. The trade does not work. Adjust. So what they got on the team outside that they could actually use. Oh man. Let's throw Zubac in there into that mix here. Let's see if that works. So if you take Morris, Zubac, and Terry Mann, that works for that. That's a successful trade for the Sixers to get James Harden. But you notice how you got to throw Mann in there. That the man has to be part of the trade, and they don't want to make him part of the trade. So Philly gonna have to do something if they want to make this thing happen. But I'm just saying, I think that he needs to honor his contract, and play with the Sixers, and then prove that he can still play at a high level. And maybe 10 games in, Clippers might say, "Yo, James Harden looks really good. He comes to camp, slim down, ready to play basketball. He's making assists. He's doing all the things that he does well." They should have said, "You know what? Maybe we can do without Mann. Maybe we can make this thing work without Mann." And I mean, maybe we can do this thing and put Mann in the trade for James Harden, because now you're basically saying the window of winning is right now. And the thing about it is, if James Harden goes there, does that do you think they make him better than the Suns? Do you think it make him better than the Lakers? Better than who else is out there? Denver. Those teams like that. I don't know if they make.
I don't think so.
Yeah. See, I'm saying I agree, Lou. I don't think it make them better. So if you bring them,
especially the Clippers, because we know for certain that the Clippers always seem to choke, at some point, especially in the playoffs. So I don't think Harden going to his so-called dream team is going to make them better. And Denver's coming up a title, so they're going to be tough to compete with it. So all that looks on paper. And furthermore, who's obviously he's going to be happy because every time he goes, he's a happy once every year.
Exactly.
His point was anyway.
Because if you look at the division, Minnesota, you got Golden State, Phoenix, Denver, you got Memphis, Clippers in that division. And wait a minute, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is this mess? Okay, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm just looking at the East. I mean, I'm looking at the West. Let me do this again.
Yeah.
Go back to this thing because I don't want to see the preseason. I just want to see the standings. I don't want to see the preseason. I want to see the regular season. Okay, so out west you have Dallas, Denver, Golden State, the Clippers, Los Angeles, Minnesota, I think, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings are going to be really good this year. Memphis is going to be good. So you got all those teams out there. I don't know if him going to the Clippers make them just that much better. Only thing I can say, Lou, is that if he goes to Clippers, they're going to be allowed to rest more than ever before.
Exactly.
Yes. So real quick before we get into some more basketball. So Lou, did you hear about the Olympics? They're going to bring in flag football.
Yeah, I heard. Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna go. And squash and the other events.
Mm-hmm.
Some I think make sense, some don't. In fact, there was even a report a while back they were going to break dancing.
Yeah,
that was gone too far.
Well, I think break dance is already there. I think it's already there. But check this out, Lou. I read this article. Building USA flag football offense. This is what my offensive team would look like, in a sense.
Yeah.
At quarterback, I have Patrick Mahomes and I got Josh Allen. At my running backs, I got Christian McCaffrey. They have Bijan Robinson from the Falcons. I could get another quarterback. I mean running back. Wide receivers would be Tyreek Hill for sure. They have Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, Deebo Samuel for 49ers. Travis Kelce would be the tight end. And defense, they got Micah Parsons, linebacker, Fred Warner, 49ers linebackers. The defensive backs, you got Sauce Gardner and Patrick Surtain.
Oh dear.
Okay. See what else they got here. This is a pretty good article.
If you try to mess them up for training and preseason, Olympics kind of was preseason start to football.
Yeah, it does. And I think they probably could get away with it, maybe. I don't know. And the safeties, you have Jesse Bates. Other safety would be Derwin James. Okay. And another safety would be Micah Hyde. And this would be the starting offense. Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, and Travis Kelce. Defense, you would have Micah Parsons, Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain II, Jesse Bates, and Derwin James on defense. And then you have your bench players, which would be Josh Allen, Bijan Robinson, Deebo Samuel, Fred Warner, and Micah Hyde. I don't know, Lou, if they should use the pros. And I'm gonna say this: I don't think the owners would be okay. I don't think the owners would be okay with that, because if they get hurt, like you know how some guys get hurt in the FIBA games or in Olympic games for basketball, they be like, "Nah, I didn't sign you up to go play Olympics. I could care less about a gold medal." I mean, let's be honest. They about making money. They're not worried about winning gold medals. Even though winning the gold medal is a feat within itself, but you take football and you put flag football into the Olympics. the United States should win hands down because that's a game that we invented, and we should master that until the other countries figure it out.
No, because that's for rugby,
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, but we invented the forward pass, so that's what I'm saying. I think that's
Okay.
Something that that rugby didn't do. So that would, to me, that would be pretty interesting to see that happen. If they can make that happen in the Olympics, I would love to see that because it's different. It makes the Olympics a little bit different. It makes it a little bit more entertaining to watch that stuff like that.
Yes.
So I'm okay. I would be okay with that. I definitely would be okay with that. So Lou, you're a Brooklyn Nets fan, right?
Yes.
And give me your take. Did you watch them play at all this year, preseason wise?
Just a little bit of it.
Okay.
I saw him play against some of the foreign teams, like the Israel squad.
Mhm.
He was in New Zealand on Wednesday. I think it's a little bit more interesting, even though sometimes the teams are a little bit more out of control. Whatnot. We play different stuff basketball than we do here in the US.
Right.
Like some games, like you get 136, 12, or whatever. Okay, 80. You know, sarcastic. They're not style of basketball. Okay? It's just an interesting concept.
Right. Because I watched the Celtics. I watched every game the Celtics played this year, and I'm really impressed to see how they're gonna play. My only concern is that I don't want them to fall in love with the three ball, and that's what they're doing right now. The one game they shot, I think 30. I think they shot 30 3-point shots in a half. They were like 17 for 30 or something like that, or 15 for 30 or 12 for 30, something like that. That's my only concern is that they fall in love with the three ball. What really impressed me was how, like Porzingis said, he said, playing with Jason and Jalen makes the game so much easier for me. And I think that's the whole concept of any sport that you play with more than one person. You find somebody that's great at one thing and that you're great at the other thing, so you become great together. And I think that when it comes to basketball, I think that's probably in football more or less. I think those two sports, when you find guys that make the game easier for you and make the games funner and more entertaining for you, that you have a better opportunity of winning. You take for example, you take Tom Brady, you sit him down to Tampa. Look how easy it was for them to win Super Bowl because that's all they was missing was a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You take the Rams, for example. They go to Super Bowl, they lose, and they get rid of Goff. They bring in a quarterback, a proven quarterback, and Matt Stafford. That's the only piece they were missing, and they won. It made it easier for everybody else. In basketball, it's the same way. You bring somebody that makes the game easier for you, so you don't work as hard, so that maybe at the end of the season you're not as burnt out as you was at the middle part of the season, or when you see the end of the road, you're like, oh my God, we got 10 more games to play, and then we can make the playoffs where I can turn it on. And so when you have players like that on your team that makes it easier, winning comes easier. They were talking about Boston could be a team that could break the Chicago Bulls record of 72-10, I think it was. I don't think I'm not saying that Lou, I'm not saying that's not a reachable goal, but I don't think they care too much about that right now. I think they're focused on winning the NBA title. That's their main focus. Now, if they could go 72-10 or 73-9, that's a plus. You know, that's a plus for them.
You forgetting something?
What's that?
The Warriors did break that record.
What
they didn't win with the regular season record.
Oh yeah, they did do that. They did do that. You're right. They lost. That's when they lost to Cleveland in 7 games. Yeah. So
A big shocker.
yeah, so they were talking about it, right? And I kind of found it interesting that they were talking about this. But I just want to see them play good defense, move the ball, share the ball, make the open shots like you're supposed to, and just play defense. So I'm really looking forward to them playing. So right now the NBA has them at 54 wins. Okay.
Respectable.
Yeah. And they had won 54. Did they win 54 last year? See, what was the record last year? They won 57 last year. So so they're saying, I think that 54 might. I think 60 could be a reach. Because of offensively, they're gonna have so much firepower. You got to start 5 that can average 15 points or more any given night. So that again, that makes it easier for everybody else to be able to shoot the ball. So I'm really impressed with what Boston did this year. But you got to put you put pen to paper and you see where it goes from there, and then you put them on the floor. And you still got to play the this, like they say, you still have to play the you still have to play the game. Some people say on every given Sunday, any given Sunday, anybody can win.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lou, I'm looking at the prediction for the NBA right now, and I think I'm gonna leave this alone because we got like 15 minutes. We got like 15 minutes left, and
right.
I want to know. I want you to. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Because I'm gonna leave a couple of subjects for next week. But what's on your mind?
Kevin, no, it's Golden and the NLC. Boy, was 1905 a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you up on the wrong end for me anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was a great game, man. I mean, after that controversial ball hitting the guy, that kind of like tainted the game a little bit, but Houston came through in the clutch. I got a question for you, Lou. Yeah. You know how we got the Pro Bowl game, right? And it's going to be
right.
I think it's going back to the AFC against the NFC. But what if you break it down by division? Like, say for example, the AFC East plays the NFC East in a quarter. And every division play each other in a quarter, and whoever when they come up with the most points, even if let's say for example.
Well, actually, Kevin.
Yes.
Actually, because there's some because in the National Hockey League All-Star games, they actually do that because they play one half on one period, East versus West, and the Central against like the South, and then the winners with each other. So it's not really a bad idea.
Okay, I didn't know they did it in baseball. I mean, in hockey, I didn't know they did it in hockey. No, hockey. But that makes it a little bit more exciting. And the thing about it is, like say for example, the AFC East plays the NFC East, and let's say the score is 23-24. You add that you add the score of every division to see who scores the most points, right? So that means the last game is going to be a shootout. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be just airing it out to get the most points. Let's just say you down. Let's say one game is 24-10. Now you down 14 points, and you got to make that 14 points. So you're going to air that ball out. You know what I'm saying? That makes it a little bit more interesting, a lot more fun to play. So I was sitting there looking at the thing and saying, how can they fix this? How can they make this more exciting? And then I even came up with an idea with baseball. Like, I know we had the All-Star game during the middle of the season, and I was saying, why can't we have the All-Star game at the end of the season, right before they start the playoffs, and everybody that's Golden Glove gets to play in the All-Star game. You still even have your home run hitters and things of that nature. And that way you got guys that's playing the All-Star game that actually earned it because they got the Golden Glove. I think that would be really nice to have too. And that you have it in the season, and that carries you into the wild card playoffs. Then that way you don't have that gap for no baseball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a thought, to change things up, to make things a little bit more even. I mean, just making things a little bit differently than what it is right now. Because again, only thing we do, I mean, I can't remember the last time I watched an All-Star game. MLB All-Star game. I watched a home run derby. You know what I'm saying? I even said throw in a skill thing where you got the infield got to make 3 outs. Somebody throws out a bunt. You got to throw it to second. I mean, you got to throw the third, throw it to second, and second to first. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in a time frame.
Yeah.
Even you could have an outfielder throw the ball to home plate. See how many bounces to get to home plate. Something like you got the golden arm with the golden glove, and you got a guy in center field that throws the ball all the way to home base. And can he throw it straight as an arrow and not touch the ground and go straight to the catcher? Or does he need maybe 1 or 2 bounces to get to the catcher? Things like that will make the game a lot more, like the All-Star game, more interesting. If you're going to be off for 2 or 3 days, do that. If you don't want to move it, but I think that would make it a lot better. Or even if you could even do it like this. If you don't want to move the time frame of it, you could have the All-Star game still at the time you have it. But everybody that's a Golden Glove winner gets to go to the All-Star game that following year. You know what I'm saying? So you get the best of the best there, and you allow to still have the home run derby. You could do the 3 outs, 2 outs, 1 out, a bunt. You could even do a bunt, have them run, bunt it down left baseline, and see how fast you get to first. Things like that. Something that's going to make the crowd want to stay around, and if you make it a 3-day affair, that now that's fun. That now you got people staying a little bit longer, to see the skill position. You got somebody coming. You got people coming to watch the home run derby. You got people coming to watch the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a little dry right now, and that would be great.
Yeah.
To improve the vision of baseball and the spectatorship you will get around the world, and also the sponsorships, and even the people that watch in the United States. The numbers will probably go up. Because now you got players from every team. I'm not players from every team, but you got players that played well enough to get the Golden Glove that should be on the All-Star team. What's your thoughts on that,
right,
Lou?
Yeah, I think it's the idea. Make it more interesting. Like I said, when the right on top, see we get there. But the issue of the NBA is going to go back to the traditional All-Star game, East versus West. I say if it's not broken, don't fix it. That wasn't really cool. Instead of trying to make it so much like a gimmick.
Exactly.
That's the last thing that they need.
Exactly. Exactly.
In terms of but trying to make it like anything that people may not be satisfied with.
Exactly.
When play on Sunday, and the Turkey defense on the game, toss it in. Contest, Rangers, wrong idea.
Right. Hey Lou, real quick before we go, what's your thoughts on your Jets now? They beat the Eagles with turnovers. Hopefully they still struggling a little bit, but defensively they stepping up. How you see the rest of the season? Do you think Zach can help them win some games going forward, or do they have to rely on the defense more?
Getting hurt yes. He's got to stay on this game. Now, as for the rumors to Aaron Rodgers coming back, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Okay, I'm glad he's progressing and everything. If I come back, I think it's a smart idea. I think you should play the regular before you make the playoffs, individual players. He's so out of it. not the whole year, and having to for a playoff game. No, not a smart idea.
So who's came up with this idea that think that he's gonna be able to come back to play playoff? Who's coming up with that idea?
Yeah, well, that was. I believe ESPN did that.
Stop it, because his recovery time is 9 to 12 months, so there's no way he can come back.
But he had a schedule.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they say he has a schedule is because he's probably working out. He's probably at a point where he's working out more than he should be, because that's who he is. But I don't think he's ready to play no football. I don't think he'd be ready to play no football in January.
No.
Even in February, if they made it to the Super Bowl, I don't think he'd be ready for that. So ESPN they need to cut the nonsense out, man. They need to cut that nonsense out. All right. So I'm gonna let you go, Lou. I only got 10 minutes left, but my voice is going away from me. Well, I appreciate you hopping in for a little bit. I really appreciate it. I appreciate what you do, man, and tell your family I said hello. And give your dog, your cat, give your dog a cat, whatever, a hug for me, and let them know that K Dix cares about them. You know what I'm saying? And how's my?
I have a job, but my nephew does.
How's mom and dad doing? They doing well?
Yeah. Dad just had a little procedure done last week, but he's fine. Okay. I made that 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Tell him we're gonna definitely keep him in prayer, man. We're gonna keep him in prayer.
And he's also wearing our shirt.
Oh, is he wearing the shirt now? Okay.
Not right size, but he has worn it.
Tell Dad I need a picture.
He's taking pictures.
He ain't taking pictures. He's not a picture taker. Okay, no problem. I'm not mad at him. As long as he wears it, I appreciate him. Just give me some giving us some free advertisement.
I'm gonna go around. He goes out.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna let you guys go. Before we go, let me see what my schedule looks like, because football's coming to an end real soon for me with the score, being a scorekeeper. Today is the 20th, so I believe I have a game on Monday. I gotta double check because I'm looking and I see something erased. So I think I have a game on the 23rd, and so I'm thinking the 26th will be a day I do my show from 6 to 8. So we're looking at next Thursday if we come back on the air. Hopefully, once football is over, I can go back to doing our regular shows on Mondays from 6 to 8 during the football season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday, because I'm gonna enjoy my Friday. I'm gonna tell you right now, as tired as I'm gonna lay down, close my eyes, and I'm gonna be out. So it is because I got a long day tomorrow. It's our homecoming. We have the parade, the homecoming. We have the parade. Then we have the game. We got senior day, homecoming. Then we got the homecoming dance. So I'm gonna be tucking out again tomorrow. But anyway, I love what I do. I love being around our kids, and I just love seeing them enjoy themselves, having fun, and that's the most important thing, man. As a kid, just have fun, just live your life the best you can. It shouldn't be no stress in your life, because you're just a kid, and the stress should be on your parents to make sure that you are taken care of, and that you don't really need or want for anything. And as long as you do that, you'll be a good, you'll be a good child, and your parents will love you forever. Even though if you're not a good child and you make bad decisions, they're still gonna love you. But it's easier to love a good child than a bad child. Sometimes you think about, should I do this for that person or not? So, but anyway, enough of that, man. I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. Let's go Cougars tomorrow, win the homecoming game, and let's keep it moving to the district and maybe possibility to the states.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart. Hader Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Basketball from Be Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we build glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Be ready. You have been listening to a Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on Star107FM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the